Information spreading.
Hey guys, how's it going? Tsunami Sam here once again, and continuing our A to Z challenge series thingy I'm doing. We just wrapped up Baruuk over here. Baruuk is a really dope frame and stuff, but when I was trying to do solo level cap, I failed like several times until eventually I tried Pillage. Maybe I just suck. I'm sure you could do it with a bunch of other helmet abilities, but Pillage was the successful run which gave me the intro footage for this video. So yeah, unlike we do every time we do one of these, we're going to talk about the abilities. So for all of his loadouts, I assumed over his 2, so I'm just going to look at him here in the market real quick. And we're going to start off with a passive. Each projectile dodged, each enemy lulled or disarmed, erodes Baruuk's restraint and fuels the storm within. As Baruuk's restraint is diminished, he becomes up to 50% more resistant to damage. So this is a little passive above his abilities called restraint. And like it says, whenever you like dodge or put someone to sleep with his like 1 or his 2 or his or disarm them with his 3, you will reduce the meter on that, allowing you to use his 4, which we'll talk about next. So when this meter is eroded, like it says, your restraint meter, it allows you to use your Serene Storm. It's kind of like a timer that you have to do this little battle of attrition to maintain and keep it low. So yeah, it lets us use our like main thing, our 4. Other ways to do it, again, you got the dodging with elude. Talking about elude's really sick. It's actually pretty cool with how it works. So at default, it's 120% angle to dodge at like all projectiles and melee attacks. You can still get hit by like explosives and all the Eximus crap on the ground, like the electricity and stuff. But for all the projectiles and whatnot, you just nullify all of that as long as you're not attacking. And there's a I think 0.2 second delay after attacking before it turns back on. So if you're just meleeing things with your 4 and then running around not attacking anything, you're basically immune to all damage, other except for like again the abilities and explosions. At 200% range, the angle will be a full 360 degree angle. So like no matter which way you're facing, you will nullify all those projectiles and jazz. Pretty dope ability, honestly. This is a big defensive tool. I don't think you should ever get rid of it because this is one of your main ways of maintaining your 4. Lull is a cool ability. It does like this AoE sleep on stuff, and yeah, that's about it. It also reduces restraint on your passive a crap ton, but it costs a lot of energy, and this is normally your helmet removal slot thing. Your third ability is pretty cool, disarms things, so it's kind of intuitive of the 1, but it also reduces a bunch of damage taken by up to like 90%, and it's more passive restraint reduction. So between the 1 and the 3, this is normally plenty to maintain the 4. But you could remove this if you like using lull. It's kind of expensive, and the build is really hungry for a bunch of different things mods wise. So I think most of the time you're just removing the 2 every time. Keep the 3, and again we got the 4 here. And yeah, those are the buttons. And here we are with the mods. I want to start off with saying I went through multiple iteration thingies. Here we tried freaking Nourish. This is what Nourish looked like. We tried Wrathful Advance a bunch of times, which is super fun, but for some reason the survivability was falling off at the end. We tried Aegis tanking, where we took out like catalyzing shields and did like the Vigilante Vigor and fast deflection with the Aegis. But I feel like my damage was lacking at some point. Maybe I just suck at the game. But eventually we tried Pillage, which solved the armor stripping issue, saved it helped with the survivability problem. We also have Aegis here because once we get a bunch of shield, that's a bunch more window of opportunity to try and proc Aegis, and when Aegis is up, that's our chance to like have free reign to do other things instead of trying not to die. You really want a bunch of range too for a loot, so your loot angle's very big. This will help you keep your restraint meter down so you can maintain your 4 more. It's also really expensive to maintain the Desolate Hands, but if you have a surplus of energy, this is also really good because it still chips away at the restraint meter to again maintain Serene Storm. But yeah, that's basically the whole build here. Some things I would change. I have Arcane Fury here because I'm using Condition Overload on Desert Wind, the Exalted Weapon, but I think I can get away with Energize for more energy economy. This should fix all the energy issues I was having towards the end. But yeah, if you're doing Condition Overload on Desert Wind for like any other regular build, I think you should just use Fury to replace Prime Pressure Point, because I don't see the point in stacking both additive damage, melee damage increases. So yeah, do Fury with Condition Overload if you're doing Condition Overload on your weapon. One more thing here, we have Reactive Storm for status chance. This is really giga cool since we're going to do a melee influence Desert Wind build here in a second. I'll show you. Another thing I tried was this Elusive Retribution for more attack speed and crit damage. It's pretty good. If you really want, you could probably take out Intensify for it, but this will reduce our status chance and overall damage. And you would have to cast your Pillage 3 times if you want full armor strip on things. One more thing about Pillage, you may be able to get rid of Brief Respite for Corrosive Projection, or you could do a bunch of other things like Swift Momentum if you want more combo duration. This would be really helpful. But Corrosive Projection here will make it so at I think it's 328 power strength. It's a full strip in one cast if you're using this mod. If not, you need like 400 or something power strength to hit this button once and then fully armor strip someone. But like one or hitting it once or twice is normally enough for like level 10,000 dudes. The only problem again is the energy drain, so that's why I'm recommending, if I do Pillage again for level cap, it'll be using Energize. I'm gonna go right into the weapon next, the Desert Wind. Reflex is really good on Desert Wind because his slam attack does so much damage. His heavy attack is considered a slam. Another option could be like Seismic Slam somewhere if you want. I also did 2 Gladiator mods. A little bit of attack speed is nice, especially if you're not using Arcane Strike or something. But a lot of the time for the level capping, I'll just do a little showcase and show off the meter at the same time. A lot of the time while killing things, this is what building up the meter looks like. A lot of the time killing things, we are normally just punching them once. Like this. It'll look like this most of the time. This is holding forward and hitting the melee. And this one wave will like proc all the influence on everything, do like the AoE chains. So that's why I don't think a bunch of attack speed for what I was doing in particular was a big deal. Like instead of strike, you do like Molt Augmented or something. But yeah, this is kind of what you're doing a lot of the time. Another thing you could do is just to slam to the ground. That did a lot of wave clear for all the fodder enemies. Some of this. And then you try and get your stuff to proc again. So yeah, a lot of it was like running forward like this. When you're hitting Thrax, you want to not hold forward and just hold melee. And this didn't always punch them far away all the time, because that was another annoying thing. If you hold forward and then punch like this, you like, I think it's on contact with your actual fist, not the wave. You will knock someone across the map, and that's really annoying. But it kind of makes me want to try melee afflictions next if I keep playing Baruuk. But yeah, you can also hold right click, and there's like a suction move in this combo, and that kind of helps not knock people around and crap. And then of course when you get like a Tennokai proc eventually, you run up to something in heavy attack. But make sure your like body is touching the dude or it won't do full damage. It's pretty annoying. But yeah, back to the mods here. Oh, one other thing. This is what I did here. I used a heavy attack efficiency mod, so you had 90% efficiency in case you like heavy attacked and missed the Tennokai proc. You wouldn't lose all your freaking combo, because once you lose your combo, it is so painful to like get the combo back up. I had a little workaround for that. I'll talk about it in a second in the loadout, but overall it just wasn't a good time when you lost all your combo. So I tried this for my electric mod instead. And also doing a heavy attack like on a primed up Thrax mob or something would also do a bunch of damage and help kill it sooner. But I think in the future we just go flat electric for more damage, higher electricity weighting, and some more changes I would do. Reflex, probably do Weeping Wounds. And what else? Yeah, I think that's it. You could also do this too, because it like quadruples your slam damage. If you don't want to do condition overload, this is one little thing before we move on. You could do prime pressure point, but the thing is you want to have condition overload. But here's the difference. I'm pretty sure prime pressure point increases the damage of your waves, but condition overload does not improve the damage of your waves. But when you punch something with your actual physical character instead of the waves, this will do more damage, which is a crap ton more damage. But overall, if you just want some like comfy pressure point thing, you should do enough damage with this regardless. Another thing you could try here, you do like quickening for more combo. If your combo falls off a lot, maybe you can do Galv instead of Might, or then like keep Might and do this. Since we don't care too much about attack speed, if we're just running forward and spamming the one like I was showing a second ago, like the forward punch combo with the wave. There was never like a case where I was holding down melee and just punching away, because it knocks everybody around. Yep. Alright, moving on to the Archon Shards real quick. We have 4 Tau Purples, 4 Tau Purples, and 1 Tau Amber Archon Shard for casting speed. This could be another purple if you want. This could be an increased energy orb thingy. This could be an armor stripping shard. This could be an equilibrium shard. This could be a parkour shard. This could be any shard you want, really. The reason I have the casting speed, I just like casting speed, and for all the other abilities like Nourish, if you're doing like a shield gating, catalyzing shields, Nourish, you want at least 1 casting speed shard. Yeah. So those are the shards. I would definitely change these around for the next thing I'm going to try, but this is what helped me get a bunch of the damage from the red crits. Moving on along to the primary weapon here, we're using the Rauta. It has this unique trait. When you shoot stuff, it gives you a bunch of combo. Whenever our Desert Wind would fall off in combo, this would help us a lot. But keep in mind, whenever you're attacking, your elude, the 360 bullet dodge thingy, is disabled. So it kind of sucks to shoot any of your weapons if you're trying to not take damage. Anyway, yeah, this helped us get our combo back up if it ever fell off. It's kind of like our emergency weapon. It's just built for a bunch of magazine, reload, and fire rate to shoot fast, reload fast, and get this process over with. We also have dexterity, primary dexterity for more combo duration. Over here we got the good old epitaph, heat and viral with secondary dexterity, again, more combo duration. You could probably swap this if you wanted to be more comfier survival wise for fortify, and I'll mention fortify again shortly with this cool tech thingy. We're doing the dual Visus, melee influence, if I had more mod space, I'd switch out Opportunity's Reach for Dreamer's Wrath. One more little thing that I just remembered. You could do Discipline's Merit, which would be really good on Baruuk, because his slam is like a lot of his giga number damage. So this is a good option. I just went with Dreamer's Wrath because it procs the heavy like a crap ton of the time, and you get more crit damage out of it. Alright, we'll talk about the pet next. So I did this Mecha Hound. I figured he would live a lot if I just kept punching things with the Prime Pack Leader, which was kind of the case. He also really helps with Guardian, and this pet's insane. It like solos everything, does crazy numbers on the screen if you can keep him alive with a Contagious Bond. Duplex Bond for more energy. Null Audit's pretty dope. I think in the footage I was using something else. The Audit. In the footage I was using a Equilibrium Audit, but I think Null Audit's the best one. This was just annoying on the screen. Null Audit's probably the best, and I think the aura it can steal from Eximus will benefit you as well. It also strips Overguard by 50%, which is pretty nice. So talking about the tech here with the secondary Fortify, if you put a heat proc on something with your like Epitaph over here, it will count as like some weird heat inherent interaction. So if you heat proc a bunch of things with the Fortify Arcane equipped, all the other things like this pet here doing heat viral slash, the heat will also the heat procs will also generate Overguard for you on everything you heat procced with your secondary. So that's a pretty cool like passive Overguard regen thing, and Overguard's really cool because it makes you status immune and it's like a second shield gate. One little thing here, yeah, just go over the build for the Akaten real quick. Again, it is viral slash, heat, primer kind of thing. Lasting sting, so the dots last longer. But this mod could probably be something else if you wanted, like I don't know, pressure point, or a faction mod, so you can kill things better. And just a little Riven flex here. Thank you to the guy. I don't remember his name, but this is what really got me excited to make a Mecha Hound pet. And there's like 3 or 4 of these on the with these rolls on the marketplace for like 500 to 1,000 platinum if you want to try and snipe one if those people ever log on. So this is probably the coolest Riven I own. Just want to do a little flex with that. To wrap it up, Baruuk was it was a struggle for me. It took me like 6 freaking failed level caps, threatened the life of my monitor and keyboard, but we did it with Pillage. I think the next thing I'm gonna try is over here. I'm gonna try Omamori. And shout out to the guy on Reddit. I made a Reddit post. I was so mad for linking this one dude's video. What's his name? Will Cola. Yeah, Will Cola. He's got this Baruuk build that I want to try out, where you use Archon Continuity and Toxin and Afflictions. I just bought maxed out Afflictions earlier. I'm gonna try this. So the idea is, since you're ragdolling people all the freaking time, you can put crap tons of status effects on them, and then you can do like a bunch of like green Archon Shards and do a crap ton of armor stripping slash toxin damage. So that sounds really fun. I'm gonna try that next, and maybe I make a quick little video showing that next. But again, yeah, this is a cool build I saw that was shared on Reddit from a guy linking this YouTuber named Will Cola. I don't know if anybody wants me to link it in the description or the comments. Let me know. But yeah, that's Baruuk, guys. Next we're doing Caliban. The Prime comes out in 2 more days, I think, the 24th, which is kind of what I was hoping for. I was trying to line it up so I can invest in the Prime version, because I've never played Caliban myself. I just leveled him up for the mastery rank. So I'm excited, especially with his deluxe skin I've always wanted. But yeah, guys, that's been the Baruuk run. Thanks for watching. I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, getting good rest, eating well, drinking plenty of water. That's important. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you in the next one. So, oh yeah, we almost forgot the cute little emote. All right, good luck, guys. Shoo.